What's up, YouTube? This is Madcock83, and I want to show you a little something. I'm going to be doing, hopefully, when it comes out, a Feed the Beast map with Mr. PC Master 160, I believe, or PC Master 60. I'm sorry if I got his name wrong, but we've talked and we decided to do a Feed the Beast map. And I wanted to prepare a little bit because out of all the mods that I use, Equivalent Exchange is one that I don't use everything out of it. I tend to get the transmutation table going, and that's about all. But just so you know, that's coming in the future. And if you don't know who PC Master is, please check his channel out. I'll give you a link down there for it. And what I wanted to do is show you guys some of the stuff I figured out. I'm going to build a basic. I'm sure there's somebody else who's done something almost probably exactly the same. I haven't seen it, but I figured I'd show you. This is as basic as it can get as far as getting some EE going. I'm sorry, EMC for Equivalent Exchange going. And this is just a Cobblestone Generator. As basic as it can get. I'm going to need some more source blocks. I was going to do this in creative, but I'm going to try my best to do what I can in regular. We're going to put 2 source blocks of lava and 1 source block of water here. You can't put it here. I think they turn into obsidian. But we're going to use some equipment from Red Power. These are block breakers, and if you don't know what block breakers are, they simply break whatever blocks in front of them when you power them with redstone. And we're going to need our screwdriver here to get this turned around. That's the front. We want the butthole, the back of it over here, facing out. Just like so. I think that's got the butthole out, and we're going to use some pneumatic tubes that are redstone pneumatic tubes. Let me see if they show up here. They do. It's simply a pneumatic tube here with a piece of redstone dust over the top, and it gives you some of these red pneumatic tubes. Now the difference in these, they will send a redstone pulse along with I think I want to say this. They work just like the pneumatic tubes in redstone and Red Power, so hopefully you know how those work. They simply pull the items out, but instead of having to power this block with, say, a timer or a lever, when you power the whole pipe system, it'll send that redstone to that block and allow it to work, which I'll give you a quick demonstration here. Just a second. And what we're going to do is put our energy condenser down from Equivalent Exchange, and let's just target a simple block of cobblestone. And right now, as you see, it's not doing anything. We're going to use some red. Let's get a lever just so we can cut this thing off if we need to. Thank you for the lever. If you attach these blank, what are these things called? Stone jacketed wires. It's basically redstone that you can pretty much just put anywhere, like so. But we don't want that just anywhere. If we put it down here, piece of redstone, which will not connect, you have to put one over it like that, and then you can run your redstone. If we put a timer, which I have somewhere in here, right there, there we go. We'll drop our timer down. And I've noticed the first time I did this, everything worked, but for some reason now those blocks tend to turn into obsidian. Oh, I got the block breaker on. That's what I got the lever for. Alright, I guess we can try it this way. Let's see. Give my ring back. What I was going to show you anyway is this thing can be stacked, where if you, after that first layer, you get a few more materials, you can start stacking it up and you can go as high as you want. You can also flip it around and have it mirrored on the back side here, where you have six generators per level. But for some reason, when this one works, it seems to be fine. Yep, the bottom layer always seems to turn to obsidian for some reason, and I don't know why. But it didn't do it when I first started this, but now it does for some reason. And you see it's generating those blocks, break it, and simply dump it all into here. And I guess it won't work if we target that, but if we target anything else, let's say like a diamond or a piece of sand, whatever you target up here, whatever gets dumped in here, which will be the cobblestone, will instantly get turned into whatever. I have a much larger one over here, and as you can see, that bottom piece turns to obsidian, which like I said, it didn't used to, but for some reason now it does. And I've mirrored it. This is the exact same design that was over there, but I just flipped it, and I use one source block of water. Now what I did was down here, I targeted a diamond, which I've ran it already. This thing, the way it's set up here with all these, will overload. It will fill up this block. What I am going to do is grab one diamond. Whatever block you're targeting, this isn't a must, but I haven't let it run long enough to make sure, so I just put another one here just to save that slot for the diamonds that get generated. That's the switch, that's the timer, and as you see, it breaks the blocks, replaces them, and starts to send them down. And eventually, after it runs for a few seconds, this thing will, it's six block breakers per level, and I couldn't even tell you how many levels that is up. I just kind of made a random amount. And as you see, they're coming in here, they're getting burnt up, and all that stuff's being turned into EU. Or it's being turned into diamonds, which you can put into a transmutation table and get EU from. We're basically doing nothing. And I didn't check the rate on this one, how much it is, but it's a steady supply. It's nothing to, you know, get all excited about if you're just starting off. Most of the items that it takes to make this are going to be relatively cheap, except for, I guess, redstone. Redstone would be the thing you'd have to find and get a hold of first. But you could probably easily find some source lava blocks and stuff like that with buckets and whatnot. And now this is the other one, which I saw somebody on YouTube, and it wasn't getting out enough, so I think I added kind of how I added to his well, we're getting rain apparently. Let's turn it off. I kind of added to his design. I targeted diamonds in there. What this is right in here, which I should be a little more prepared. Let's just get some of those. If we look down in here, the only thing that is in there is nothing. It's just grass. But what grass does is when you hit it with bone meal and it grows like it is in here, when it's completely dark, the seeds pop up. Let me see if I can show you. Let's come over here, and what we're going to do is borrow a little bit of bone meal. And I hope you guys can see this. I'll try to change some stuff around so that you can. When it's pitch black, and as you see when I'm hitting it with the bone meal, the grass stays, but everything else, the seeds will pop up. And in all actuality, seeds, flowers, and whatnot are a good source of EMC. The only thing is that Equivalent Exchange right now does not recognize these indigo flowers. And what will happen is they'll start to stack up, so that's what this is back here. I'm having trouble walking. I've got a filter from Red Power designed to pull out the indigo flowers in one stack, and this is just me pumping them out, but it just basically dumps them into lava just to get rid of them for now, because you can't really do anything with them once you have a good bit of them. And what I have up top are transposers, and transposers, when they get a reg signal, will suck up any blocks around them. So this will pick up the seeds that get broken because of the darkness. That's why shit's growing. I have this on. There. But when this timer pulses, it'll pulse to these pneumatic tubes, which will pulse the transposers up there. And these are deployers, I believe, and I have them hooked up with Buildcraft pipes and logistics pipes to request a shit ton of bone meal. And all I did was put 2 pieces of red matter in here, and it made all this bone meal. You can make this system supply the bone meal. I just didn't want to do it. But each one of these pipes are telling it to keep a stack of bone meal in there, and it also pulses off the timer, which makes the grass grow, the seeds and flowers break, and the deployer or the transposers pick them up and dump them into here. And if we just let it run for a few minutes, it doesn't even take long. I did a little timing of it, and this one produces 996 EMC per second, which is a ton. You see everything drops in, and it starts to produce a diamond. This so far is about the best way I have found. I wish I could remember the guy. Somebody popped up in the IRC channel, the video for it, and I cannot find it again. I'll keep looking. Maybe I can link to it as soon as I find one. But you see how fast it seems to be working, and I'm getting diamonds at a relative speed. And these indigo flowers are also coming through and stacking up, and once it hits a stack of them, our good old filter back here pulls out that stack and dumps them in the trash because they're useless right now. And if we needed some, we could simply grab those right there, and there you go. Oh, we have some. Well, if we dump them in there, they instantly get pulled out and dumped in the trash back there. And I set this up with a diamond AND gate to tell the system that it's full and go ahead and cut off. But this produces more stuff than this condenser can take care of at one time. Eventually this will fill up and it'll all burn down, but you know, you can always just resupply the power like so. Cut the timer off and it'll stop producing. And how much EMC you get depends on how big of a system you build. This one is bigger than the one I saw in the video. His produced about 200 EMC per second, and his stopped about right here. I just extended mine a little longer, and you could keep going if you have more resources. And I put that there to demonstrate how this is a flower from EMC, and this one's producing red matter. And I put a red matter piece in here just to compare the speed, and this one's actually pretty close to it. It's of course not the same. This one, I think that's about the best you can do as far as producing power, is that flower I have going on right there. But it's awful close, and I just thought I would share this little design with you. Feel free to play with it and see if you can come up with something better, and if you do come up with something better, please let me know, because I plan to whoop PC Master's butt in the Feed the Beast map that hopefully will be coming up pretty soon. Thanks again for watching. This is MadCock83. Have a good day.